if you want to pass the QuickBooks certification exam, you have to watch this video. As you can see, I am a certified QuickBooks user, and I have some good news for you. First, some exam tips. You should know that there are 47 to 50 questions on the exam. If you are lucky, you will have just 47 questions, and if not, you will have the maximum of 50 questions. There are multiple choice questions and an interactive question as well, or interactive questions. There are more multiple questions than in the interactive question. The interactive questions are where you have QuickBooks windows open and you have to answer question or do something with QuickBooks, either receiving a receipt or entering a bill. Another thing you should notice that you can mark your questions for review. So if you have a question that you have forgotten how to answer it, you can mark it for review and move on with the ones that you know. And then when you're done, you come back and then review that question, and maybe you will remember after a while. Okay, and also during an interactive question, it is okay to click on the wrong button. For instance, if you are asked to enter bill, you enter bill on the home page, you click on the enter bill icon, but for instance, you accidentally click on pay bills. It's not going to affect you, it's not going to work, okay? So it's okay to click on the wrong button. And I'm not recommending this, but if you do not know, you can click on the other button still, you'll find the right button, okay? So you should not worry about that. There are some exams where when you click on the wrong button, it logs out or it grades you wrong. QuickBooks certification exam, that's one of the good things about it is you can click on the wrong button and you can still move on. Your score is instant. Okay, you can see your score right away. However, the score does not appear on your certification. So the score does not appear on your certification, and your certification will be mailed to you to the address that you provided in Certiport with your certification. So with this certification, I retrieved it from my Certiport account, but I have the actual paper or actual hard copy that was mailed to me. So you also receive that a few days after you have taken the exam. And of course, you can download your certification in your Certiport account, just like I have done here. And one thing you should not worry about is do not worry about memorizing shortcuts for the exam. You may have one or two, but I doubt I never had any question on shortcut. So do not worry about memorizing shortcut. There are a lot of shortcuts in QuickBooks, and with the exam, focus mainly on questions and also interactive questions like multiple choice questions, where you have option A, B, C, D, and then you choose one, you select one, and also interactive questions. So do not worry, do not stress your time on memorizing shortcuts. That will not be worth it. The exam is structured into 10 sections called domains. Okay, so we have domain number 1 to domain number 10, so 10 domains. Okay, and the percentage of exams, the first domain QuickBooks setup is 6%. You may, although this is 6%, you may have to pay critical attention to it because questions on QuickBooks setup can be hard because setting up a company is not something you do always, okay? Like entering an item is something you may be doing always. Sales is something you do always if you use QuickBooks. Purchases, something you do always if you use QuickBooks. But QuickBooks setup, you do it once in a period or once in a while and when you're setting up a company. So you may need to pay attention to that, although it just has 6% of the entire questions on the exams. And then QuickBooks Utility and General Product also has 10%, list management 6%, items 8%, domain sales 10%, purchases 10%, and payroll is pretty higher, 16% by report, 12% by report is 16%. So you may have to give some extra attention to reports as well. Report has the most questions on the exams, and basic accounting. So this domain number 9, is one of the easiest one. If you are familiar with accounting, it's just the basic accounting skills or basic principles where asset equal to liability plus equity. Well, accounting equation and things, chart of account. So this portion is pretty much the easiest part of the exam, and customizing and saving time 12%. As I mentioned in my exam tips, this has 50 questions, but if you are lucky, you may have 47 or between 47 and 50 questions. But you should prepare to answer 50 questions in 50 minutes. Okay. And that cover QuickBooks multiple questions and interactive questions as well, as I've mentioned. And if you are taking it from home, that will be online proctored, especially in 2020 and 2021, early 2021. With COVID happening, you might need to, or you might decide to take it from home. That's online proctored. Or if you're taking it from a center, that will also be proctored accordingly. Each domain has objectives. So for instance, domain number 1, which is QuickBooks Setup, as a student preparing to take the test, you might know what information is required before you set up a QuickBooks file. Okay, and this is, as I repeat, you don't do this that often. You don't set up QuickBooks file that often. But as you prepare for the exam, you should practice how to set up QuickBooks file, because QuickBooks, you can set up company file unlimited number of times. So you can just create fictitious companies and set up your company just to get a hang of it, just to familiarize yourself with it. And also you need to know how to customize the homepage. Okay, I'm not, going over the things that are most important. I am just randomly picking through. Okay, but these are the things you need to know in order to do well on domain number 1. With domain number 3, list management, you need to know adding new entries, deleting entries, editing entry, and merging entries. Okay, you need to know this. Domain number 2, how to navigate or move around QuickBooks. Okay, how to backup and restore data file. You need to do this. This will always, you will always have this question. From my experience and from what I've heard from others, this question will always be there, how to backup and restore data files. So you need to know how to do this. I can bet you on that. And domain number 4, items, you need to, be able to execute these objectives. One service or product, services, a specified price. You need to know the different types of items and when to use each type. Domain number 5, who should be listed in the customer center. You should know that. How to run a payroll, how and why payroll liabilities. And when we go to domain number 6, okay, or let's go to domain number 8 here, which is report. Why and how to use report center, how to customize reports, modification, collapsing, sub account. Okay, you're expanding and collapsing, you need to know that as well. And domain number 6 deals with purchases. Okay, so if you want to read more of these, you can feel free to pause the video and have a critical look at all these objectives under each domains. So how to navigate and use vendor center, or who should be listed under vendor center, and tip, anyone you pay money to beside owners. And then you have bank reconciliation that is done at the end of the month, the end of the period, and you should do it frequently, which is every month or at the end of every month. Domain number 9, which is basic accounting. Okay, what's the basic financial understand of what they mean? You should understand that. And which is, we have income statement, we have statement of awareness equity, and we have balance sheet, and we have cash flow. The difference between cash and accrual report, how and why to set a closing date, you need to know this. And domain number 7 is payroll, the difference between the payroll services available from QuickBooks. So QuickBooks has 3 different payroll services, and you need to know those 3 services. How to set up payroll, you need to know the how to set an employee earning and sick vacation time. You need to know that. So these are the objectives under payroll. And domain number 10, customizing and saving time and shortcut. How and why to memorize transactions. So imagine you have a regular payment you do every month. Um, you don't want to be entering those payments that happen regularly all the time. So you tell QuickBooks to memorize, to remember that, hey, on this every 20th or every 22nd or every first, I pay this bill. So QuickBooks will remember that and remind you to pay that. That's how we memorize transaction. And how to customize an invoice, you should also um, have an idea how to do that. The last thing I'm going to do here is to walk you through some possible questions that may appear on the test, or that you may see on the exams. So I will recommend that you guess the answer before I reveal the answer, because the answers are covered. And I'm going to go through with you, and then you guess the answer, or if you know, you choose the answer, and then I'll reveal the answer, and we'll see whether you get it right or not. And this will um, give you some motivation, or help you know areas you need to improve on as you prepare to take the exam. I will try to answer 2 questions under each domain. So the first domain is QuickBooks setup. So I'm going to begin with question 1. I'm not going to reveal the answer, but I'll go through which of the following is a reason to create a new company file. Okay, so which of the following is the reason? So to start over when a company file has many mistakes that are beyond repair, A. B, if the company files has reached the maximum capacity of 1,000 transactions. C, to begin recording transaction in a new fiscal year because each company file tracks only 1 year. D, QuickBooks cannot create multiple company files. And you know this is not the right answer straight away, because I've told you that QuickBooks can create unlimited number of company files. Okay, so you know the answers fall between A, B, and C, but it's A, to start over when company files has many mistakes that are beyond repair. So let's reveal the answer. Is that what you guessed? Okay, let's see. So A, yes, that's the answer, to start over when a company. Cool, good. So number 4, the answer is already revealed, so I'm not going to go over that one. So let's move on to number 2. Okay, so again, I will encourage you to guess what the answer is. Number 2, after creating a new company file, how do you change uh, the company information like business name or address? Okay, A, choose edit preferences. Okay, B, choose file open company. C, choose file easy step interview. And you know that this happens when you are setting up a company. So this is not even there. And you're not going to find it under file either. Okay, so choose company, my company. Okay, so if you are familiar with QuickBooks, you know that this sounds the most correct. Okay, this sounds the most correct, because company, you'll find my company under company. Okay, you'll find preference under edit, but you cannot change company name there. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through QuickBooks how to do it, just to verify that the answer is D. So in my QuickBooks here, I'm going to go to company, and I'm going to look for my company. So my company right here, I'm going to open. So this, I'm changing my company name, and the edit button right here, the edit logo, I'm going to click on the edit logo. So if I want to change my company name, I just change it here. So that will be the contact information. And then the legal name is still that. So, and then I'm going to change with the address and things. So, and then when you're done, you click on OK. So that is how you change your company name. Remember, you go to company, and then you go to my company to open that. So the answer is D. So let's reveal the answer. Good. That's right. Is that what you guessed? Let's try a couple more. So question number 5, since the answer is not revealed, we're going to try that one. Okay, what do the diamonds mean on certain lists? For example, the diamonds to the left of each customer job. Option A, you are not allowed to delete that entry. B, you can click on the diamond and move the list entry to a different location on the list. Okay. C, they are open transaction related to the list entry. D, you cannot move the list entry. Okay, so the answer is B. So the diamond you see in QuickBooks, you can click on the diamond and move the list entry to a different locations on the list. And I'm going to show you this in a couple of videos that I will do next. So the answer is B. Is that what you guessed? Good. So let's move on to question number 6. Okay. I'm going to reveal that. Okay, good. What is the maximum number of names that can be included on the names list in QuickBooks Pro or Premium? A, 10,000. B, 1,000. C, 2,500. D, 14,500. And the answer is D, 14,500. So let's reveal the answer. Good. Now, let's shift to the left-hand side under this domain, QuickBooks Utilities and General Product, and solve question number 3. Which of the following is not a backup option in QuickBooks? A, manually backup the file. B, automatically backup the data file when closing QuickBooks. C, schedule an unattended backup. D, all of the above are QuickBooks backup. So remember the question is not, okay? And as we can see, all these 3 are, okay? So obviously the answer will be D, all of the above. So let's reveal the answer. D, okay. Now let's move on to question, see which other question we need. Let's see whichever comes up first. Okay, it seems number 10 will be the one we'll be doing. Okay, we're not going to reveal the answer, but when should you use a sales receipt in QuickBooks? Okay. A, to give a customer a receipt for payment of an invoice. B, to record a customer prepayment or deposit. C, to record a customer payment at the time of sale. D, to enter customer early payment discount. Good. So you can see that number C and A kind of confusing, okay, of an invoice, okay, sales received, okay. But why we should eliminate A is the invoice that is attached to it. Okay, sales received does not involve an invoice. Invoice is on account, okay. So although it says received here, so on the test, if you see it and you think, oh, that's the answer, you need to read you need to read the other options to see, okay? Because with this number 10, the most correct answer is C, to record customer payment at the time of sale. You use sales receipt when the customer pays at the time of sale. Okay, so let's reveal the answer. Number 10 is C. Okay, now let's move on to the left-hand side on the items domain and solve number 7. I'm not going to reveal the answer. What item type should you use for inventory that you assemble from other items and then sell? Okay, what do you think? A, group. B, inventory part. C, inventory assembly. D, non-inventory part. What do you think? The correct answer is C, because inventory assembly, we're going to assemble them, and that just has the name of it. So let's see number 7, the correct answer is C. Now let's see what comes up next. Okay, seems number 11. So let's try number 11. Under purchases, okay, domain, purchases domain. How do you track accounts payable in QuickBooks? A, enter a bill and then use the write checks window. B, write a check and then mark it as pending until you pay it. So notice these 2 options talking about checks, bills and checks. Okay. C, enter a bill and then use the pay bills window. D, you don't track account payable. Okay, so with the basic accounting principles, you know that this is eliminated. It has to be eliminated. Okay, it's not part of it. And we have checks here with A and B. Okay, and C, enter a bill and then use the pay bills window. That is the correct answer. So let's reveal the answer. Yes, so 11 is C. So we have already shown number 8 here, so we're not going to go over that one. So let's move on to whichever comes up first. It seems we're going to do 12. Okay. What transaction or form do you begin with to enter a vendor credit? A, vendor credit. B, enter bill. C, pay bills window. D, receive vendor credit. Okay, so you need to remember this. To do a vendor credit, you need to go back, you need to start with entering a bill. Okay, you need to go to the bill and then you apply the credit onto the bill. So the most correct answer is enter bill. Is that what you guessed? Okay, let's reveal the answer. The answer is B. Now let's move on. It seems we're going to do number 9 because the answer has not been revealed. So let's do number 9. Let's try number 9. Okay, under list management. Once you create an invoice in QuickBooks, what do you think you want to get? A, when a customer purchases goods or services and pays you in cash at the time of sale. You know, an invoice is on account. So if a customer pays at the time of sale, that is sales received, and we have went over this. So that one is automatically eliminated. B, when a customer purchases goods or services and pays you by check or credit card at the time of the sale. Okay, that's the same as A, so that is eliminated as well. C, when a customer purchases goods or services, but you don't want to record the sale as final. That doesn't make sense. D, when a customer purchases goods or services but does not pay you at the time of sale. That is correct. That is D. That is that's when you create an invoice that says on account. So let's reveal the answer. The answer is D. Let's move on to do a couple more and then we'll be done here. Okay, question number 16 comes up first. So we're going to do that one. What is the purpose of SAP account? A, track department or location coefficient. B, track finances in more detail by grouping accounts in a logical fashion and showing a subtotal for those accounts. C, to show different account types together in one section of report. D, none of the above. Okay, none of the above should be eliminated. So question 16, the answer that is B, to track finances in more detail by grouping. We're talking about SAP account. By grouping account in a logical function and showing subtotal for those accounts. So B, let's review the answer. The answer is B. Now, let's go on the left-hand side to do question number 13. When printing paycheck, what is the preferred check style to give an employee a pay stub? A, standard. B, wallet. C, payroll. D, voucher. What do you think? Well, the correct answer is D, voucher. Yes. Let's move on. Let's see whichever comes up first. Okay, so it seems we're going to do question number 17. Because the D comes out first here. So question number 17. When you run finances statement in QuickBooks, what bookkeeping basis can you use to view the report? A, cash basis. B, accrual basis. C, you can switch the bookkeeping basis if you want. D, all of the above. What do you think? Well, the correct answer is D, all of the above, because you can switch it, you can use accrual, and you can use basis. So let's reveal it. D is the correct answer. Now, perfect. Let's do question number 14 on the left-hand side. When setting up a new employee, what is important about the payroll info tab? A, whatever you enter or see in this window affect each paycheck unless you check the information on the paycheck itself. B, it identifies the state subject to withholding and the state where the employee lives, usually the same. C, you enter emergency contact information, which is required by law in many states. D, this tab tracks an employee's age and gender necessary for tax calculation. So, well, what do you think? Well, I'm going to eliminate C and D, because those ones doesn't make any sense. Okay, now A and B. To identify the paycheck withholding, which is not correct, so I'm going to go with the answer A. Whatever you enter will affect each paycheck unless you change it, which is A. So let's reveal the answer. The answer is A. Now, let's see which one comes first we should do. Oh, okay. Number 18. What are the two main financial statements you can run from company and financial category of report? Okay, so the basic accounting. A, balance sheet, profit and loss. B, balance sheet, statement of operation. C, profit and loss, statement of operation. D, statement of operation, statement of financial position. Okay, what do you think? Well, the answer is A. Let's reveal the answer, A. Okay, now let's see. Let's do question number 15 on the right-hand side. How do you create a memorized group of report? Okay, click the report center icon, then click create new report group button. B, open the memorized report list and then click memorized report, new group. C, choose file, report, memorized report, create group. D, open the group report list and then click. Okay, now with D, we can eliminate that, it doesn't exist. With C, when you open file, you are not going to see report under file if you're familiar with QuickBooks. So C is not correct. Okay. B, memorize report and then memorize report. Yes, memory report list, that one exists in QuickBooks. That is correct. Click report center, then click create new report. That's not it's not correct either. So the correct answer is B. Now, let's confirm that if that is correct. I will go to QuickBooks, open my QuickBooks here, and I want memorize report. Okay, now there are two ways you can do that. You can go to your list, click on the list menu, and then go to memorize report, memorize transaction list center. Okay, so you click that one, and then that opens your memorize report list. Okay, I have nothing in here. Or other way you can do it is to Control T. Okay, so on your keyboard, you press Control and you press T, and that takes you straight to memorize report list. Now we need to do a grouping. Here too, there are two ways you can do that. You can leave your mouse anywhere here and right click on your mouse and then you select the group, okay? Or you can click on the drop down arrow here next to memorize transaction and then the group. And then you select group and you create a new group for memorize transaction. So that was their B option. So let's go back and confirm because we have confirmed with QuickBooks what we did. So let's reveal the answer. Yes, and the answer is B. Now, question number 19. Because 18 is already shown, so let's move on to question number 19. Suppose your address information appears on the upper left of your invoice and you want to move it to the lower right. How do you or how would you do this? A, use the QuickBooks Print Engine Editor. B, use the Layout Designer. C, open the Financial Statement Designer. D, use the Customer Form Designer. What do you think? Guess quickly. The correct answer is B, use the Layout Designer. Let's confirm if that is correct. Let's go to my QuickBooks, okay? And in order to edit an invoice, I need to open the invoice window. And I'm going to do that by pressing Control I. That takes me to my invoice. So on my keyboard, Control and I. Okay, so I have my invoice here. And I want to edit the invoice. Okay, so for instance, let's see. I have my main here, and I go back to this invoice. I want to edit this invoice. So I'm going to go to formatting, okay, and then the customer layout, the customer data layout, okay. Now, QuickBooks asks me to make a copy. Yes, you need to make a copy in case you messed up, you don't mess up the original one. So I'm going to accept yes, make a copy, and I opens, and then the layout designer here, click on the layout designer, And then this is my company name. In case I want to move it, I would just take it and drag it and then just move everything around. So that's how you edit it here. Okay, I'm going to cancel. So you do it according to what you want your invoice to look like. Okay, so cancel, yes. Do you really want to cancel the changes? Yes, I'm canceling the changes because this is just a practice. Okay, good. And then I'm going to not save it here. Okay, good. So the correct answer that we said was B, and we confirmed it in QuickBooks. So let's reveal the answer. The answer is B. Good. If you guessed most of the questions correct, know that you are on the right track and you are almost ready to be certified as QuickBooks user. It isn't that hard. It takes a lot of practice with it on your QuickBooks device. And whenever you are taking your exams, I wish you good luck. And let me know if this video helped you as you prepare to sit for the exams. You can let me know that through in the comment section.